You're listening to the British Baseball Podcast.
Hello baseball family, Matthew here with the British Baseball Roundup Show, Round the Bases, and this is for I think week 13, depending on which league you're playing. So let's start off with some news. Again, apologies for delaying getting this out. It's a busy period of the old life, so trying to get content out to you as quickly as I can, but also to make sure it's quality. So let's start off with some news. We have episode 100 of the British Baseball Podcast approaching soon, and as always I'd like your input. So why not send over a little video, maybe 1 or 2 minutes, talking about what baseball means to you and why you're grateful to the game, or it could even be like a baseball love story. Why do you love baseball? Submissions, if you could get them to me by the 9th of August, you can send them to me directly on Facebook, so I can download them on there, or email me britishbaseballpodcast@gmail.com. If you have any issues with file sizes, just let me know and I can talk you through a really good way of getting them transferred to me. Easy peasy. An important note to talk about facilities. As you may have seen, Molly from Bristol Baseball highlighted an issue over the weekend within British Baseball that seems to be with a few clubs, not having adequate toileting facilities. It might be okay for us gents to just go behind a tree, but with the women's baseball game popularity and more women playing, we probably need to look at the facilities. And basically, she was told to go behind a tree, which is unacceptable. But how do we fix the issues? No good us sitting here talking about it. Maybe we need to get in touch with our governing bodies to see if there's anything in place, or if you've got any ideas what they can do to help with facilities to set them up. I'm sure a lot of us out there have ideas, so let's get these concerns vocalised and logged and see if we can do something about it. Birds with Balls podcast also highlighted this on their latest episode, so head over to there wherever you get your podcast from and join the discussion. The 14th of August sees the return to women's baseball at Finsbury Park in London, being the host ground. So if you're in the area, why not pop down and watch some great baseball action there? And the London Mets have now headed out to Bulgaria to take part in the European Championships. Good luck to all the Mets out there in Bulgaria. The West Midlands Baseball League 2021 All-Star Game and Home Run Derby is taking place this weekend, Sunday the 8th of August at 12 noon. And it's going to take place at Colton Hills Community School in Wolverhampton. This is on the West Midlands Baseball League Facebook page, so head over there to register your interest, or if you're in the area and you want to have a go down there and have a look and see what's going on, then please feel free to get in touch with them. And let's have a look at last week's trivia question, which was which Everton footballing legend was a fantastic baseball player in the 1930s, and the answer is of course Dixie Dean. So this week's trivia question is, what was the score when the GB Under-21 national team beat the Dutch for the historic first time, an event that happened in GB history only a few years ago? As always, Project Cobb is an excellent resource to have a look for answers and solutions to these questions, and Extra Innings UK as well. A lot of helpful content there and a lot of hard work going into that content too by Gabriel. So have a nosy, and then you know what to do. DM me, email me the answers. And let's have a look now at the BSUK Player of the Week for Week 13. And it was Darren Magentes of the Liverpool Trojans, who had a Grand Slam and was also manager as well. So congratulations, Darren. I hope to have you on the podcast soon and we can talk about it. So let's have enough of the news. Let's get on now to the results. So there's no WBUK action this weekend. It's returning next week. But last Saturday saw the Women in Baseball Week Championship held down at Ferndale Leisure Centre, which is the home of Bournemouth Bears. And on the Facebook page, there was a great post from WBUK, giving a massive shout out to the Mayor of Bournemouth, David Kelsey, for supporting the event, Simon for scoring, those who helped set up and pack everything away, the board and Tracy, who helped massively behind the scenes, Funky Panther, who smashed out the WBUK tees in record time, and if you haven't seen those excellent tees and WBUK merchandise, I'll put a link in the show notes. Sarah Meeks, who became the first female plate umpire in a women's game in the UK, and to all the women and guys who came along and got involved. The teams this year were named after two teams who dominated in the 1930s and 40s in women's baseball in the UK, the Kodak Girls and the West Ham Hammers, also known as the Purple Pirates. Game 1 saw the Hammers beat the Kodak Girls 13 runs to 5, and Game 2 went the way of the Kodak Girls as they won 15 runs to the Hammers 14. But overall, the winners went to the Hammers, and what looked like a great day of baseball for everyone involved. Congratulations to all those who took part and helped out. There's no Scottish baseball this week because they're all on bye week. So we'll go straight over to British Baseball Federation's NBL. And there's two games to tell you about there. As always, these are double headers and 7 innings unless cut short through mercy rules or through time. So we had the Hearts Falcons travelling to the Essex Arrows at Townmead Playing Fields in Waltham Abbey. And that was a Hearts side scoring their only run in the second inning courtesy of Kai Raja. The Arrows spread their 11 runs that they scored in this game out over the 5 innings played. Ardley Lorenzo scoring from a Giovanni Escalana double into right field, and Franklin Martinez scoring on a wild pitch. The second inning saw Juan Diaz single to right centre, allowing Domarquis Moreta to score, and Juan Diaz crossing the home plate when Ardley Lorenzo also hit a single to right field. So that game went 11 runs to 1 in favour of the Essex Arrows. Game 2 would also go to the Essex Arrows, and that was 12 runs to 2. The Falcons' only runs came in the second inning, with Jack O'Brien scoring from Mike Creswell's single to centre field, and Warwick Byrne scoring on a stolen base. The Arrows allowed 3 runs in the first 2 innings, 2 runs in the second inning, and 1 run in the fourth inning. And in the fifth and final inning, there were 6 runs made up of stolen bases and a handful of RBIs. So travelling over now to Roundshaw Playing Fields in Croydon, where it was a Legends derby. The Lancashire Legends being the home side, with the London Legends being the visiting team. Only one game was played, as the second game was rained off in the fourth inning, and it's due to be rescheduled at a later date. But it would be the London Legends that would take game 1 4 runs to 2. So let's have a quick look then at the NBL standings. And the Mets and Capitals are not playing this week. It's the Capitals that take this top spot with 20 wins and 2 losses. The London Mets in second spot with 23 wins and 3 losses. The Essex Arrows in third place with 15 wins and 13 losses. Then in fourth spot, London Legends with 7 wins, 16 losses, and tied, but just with a slightly worse loss record. The Lancashire Legends are in fifth spot with 7 wins, 17 losses, and bottom spot belongs to the Hart Falcons with 0 wins and 21 losses. So let's have a look now at the AAA. We had a game at Somerdale Pavilion in Bristol, where the Bristol Badgers welcome Vetra. And what an absolute game there by Victorious Ratkovicius, who pitched 5-inning perfect game shutout. He also had 4 at-bats. I'm pretty sure someone's going to correct me that it needs to be full 9 innings, but I'm not going to take anything away from him. He had a perfect game. He had a shutout. He had 4 at-bats as well with 3 hits, which resulted in an RBI. Vetra getting off to a flying start with 5 runs, setting a high bar in the first inning. 1 run scored in the second inning, and the final 4 runs coming in the fourth inning with a fine team hitting display. And that was 10-0. Game 2 saw the Vetra win again, 11-4. And again, it would be Victorious hitting a triple in centre field in the top of the 6th. He had a great game all round, and surely he would have been nominated for Player of the Week there from his side. Bournemouth Bears travelled to the South West Rebellions team in Salford Sports Club in Salford, and it would be a home side double victory, with the Rebellions winning game 1 9 runs to 8 and game 2 7 runs to 4. Richmond Knights AAA side hosted the London Marauders, and it would be the away side that would take both games. Game 1 going 14 runs to 2 and game 2 12 runs to 8. So let's have a look now at the AAA standings. AAA South sees the East London Latin Boys with an 11-win, 4-loss record. Second spot goes to the Essex Arrows AAA with 11-6. Third spot is the London Marauders with 10 wins and 6 losses. The Essex Redbacks AAA side have 10 wins, 7 losses. London Mammoths in 5th place with 9 wins, 8 losses. And the Kent Buccaneers AAA side with 2 wins, 10 losses. And Richmond Knights at the bottom with 2 wins and 14 losses. But the AAA South Western Wales looks like this. Vetra still at the top with 13 wins, 5 losses. Bournemouth Bears sat in second place, AAA team, with 10 wins and 4 losses, with South West Rebellions in third spot with 7 wins and 9 losses, and Bristol Badgers at the bottom there with 2 wins and 14 losses. So let's have a quick look as the post comes through. I think that's my Project 70 cards being delivered. Not a sponsor, but if you do want to sponsor, yes please. Quickly moving on before we get distracted again. We're looking at the BBF AA division. We've got the Oxford Kings going to the Cambridge Monarchs at Calden Commons in Cambridge. I was going to try and think of some sort of royal kind of thing, but well, you know me well enough by now that I'm not that creative, especially when I'm in my tired state, which is always Cambridge Monarchs. Here we go. We have 8 runs to 5 in game 1, and game 2 also going in favour of the Monarchs with 15 runs to 4. Game 1 was really what baseball is all about, with Oxford taking a 3-1 lead into the 4th inning, but then the Monarchs scoring 7 runs with some solid hitting, leaving it all for the Kings to do. And they would try when they put an additional 2 runs on the board in the 5th inning, but that would be when the scoring ends. A real back and forth contest there. And game 2, the first inning was really high scoring, with the Monarchs putting up 9 runs straight away and the Kings putting 3 runs on the board. The rest of the Monarchs scoring took place in the 3rd and 5th inning, with 3 runs scored in each of them, and the Kings' only other run coming in the 4th inning. We had Norwich Iceni travelling to Hearts Heart, but unfortunately that game was forfeited, and that goes down as a 7-0 win to Hearts. We have the Croydon Pirates going to Finsbury Park in London, the home of the London Musketeers, and the Pirates came from behind in this game. The Musketeers scored in the 2nd inning, and then it was on the Pirates scoring 5 runs in the 5th inning and 6 runs in the 6th inning, adding to their tally, as that went 13 runs to 3 to the Croydon Pirates. But the Musketeers would take game 2 8 runs to 4. So let's have a look now at the Sidewinders as they hosted the Guildford Mavericks at Enfield Playing Fields in London. Big game for pitcher Kumar Kumagari, as he only allowed 4 hits in his 6 innings. The Sidewinders scored their 8 runs in only 21 at-bats, and that was an 8-0 victory to the Sidewinders. Game 2 would also result in a Sidewinders win with 13 runs to 3. They're going to the Sidewinders team. Over now to Wharton on Green Playing Field, where the Milton Keynes Bucks hosted the Essex Archers in their double-header. Game 1 was 20 runs to 2 in favour of the Bucks. The Bucks scored 11 runs in the first inning via a combination of hitting and stolen bases after the Archers scored their 2 runs. The rest of the Bucks runs will come in the 3rd inning. Game 2 was slightly less scoring. Archers put another 2 on the board, but it would be 11 runs there to the Bucks, as that one went 11 runs to 2. Let's have a look now at the AA standings. He says, AA Central, Milton Keynes Bucks at the top of the table, with 17 wins and 1 loss and 3 tied games. The Cambridge Monarchs sit in second place with 15 wins, 7 losses and 3 tied games. Oxford Kings in third spot, 13 wins, 8 losses. Norwich Iceni with a 10-10 split. Essex Archers AA with 8 wins and 12 losses, and Hearts Hawks at the bottom with 0 wins and 25 losses. The AA South East sees the Sidewinders at the top of the table with 20 wins and 2 losses. Croydon Pirates with a 17-4 record, the London Musketeers with 13 and 10, Guildford Mavericks with 11 and 11, 5th spot is Richmond Dragons with 5 and 19, and the East London Latin Boys AA side have 1 win and 21 losses, and they take 6th place. Now to the BBF Single A. Brighton Brewers were away to Guildford Millers at Christ College in Guildford, and it would be 8 runs to 4 in favour of the Brewers in Game 1, and Game 2 would also be a Brewers victory as they won that one 13 runs to 8 in a closely fought contest. The undefeated Cardiff Merlins took on Bournemouth Bears Single A at Ferndown Leisure Centre in Ferndown, and how would they come out of this week? Would they be unscathed, or would they keep that winning streak going? And if you guess winning streak, you are correct. Game 1 was 6 runs to 1 in favour of the Merlins, and the Merlins won Game 2 7 runs to 3. Bristol Bats and the Bristol Brunels in the Bristol Derby at Somerdale Pavilion saw the Bats take both games. Game 1, 18 runs to 4, and Game 2 was 16 runs to 8. Hearts Londoners and the Essex Redback Single A faced at Billericay. I had a friend who actually messaged me how to say this properly, and I've still messed it up. Apologies to the Essex Redback team. I will try and practice next week. When I've done the little ones reading, I will also practice reading. So 15 runs to 6 to the Redbacks, and the Hearts Londoners would only score 1 run in Game 2 as the Redbacks win that one 9 runs to 1. The Kent Mariners versus the South Coast Sea Dogs was a forfeit, so it's the Mariners that get 7-0 for both of their games. Over to Finsbury Park again as the London Minotaurs took on the Hearts Raptors in what in fantasy gaming circles would be absolutely epic. And also on the baseball field, we were treated to some great games there too. And the Hearts Raptors took the first game 11 runs to 10, and Game 2 was a Minotaur victory 13 runs to 4. Back to Flood Field in Ham, where the Richmond Dukes Single A team welcomed the Brighton Jets, and Brighton Jets won Game 1 12 runs to 0, and they also took Game 2 8 runs to 3. Bowley Field in Tonbridge saw the the Tonbridge Wildcats, Bobcats run by this week, welcome the Kent Buccaneers Single A side. And both teams will take a victory apiece in this. Game 1 going to the Kent Buccaneers Single A side 8 runs to 1, and the Tonbridge Wildcats will take Game 2 8 runs to 6. Back to Christ College in Guildford with the Guildford Goldcats and the Bracknell Inferno, and it would be a double victory for the Goldcats. They took Game 1 13 runs to 1, and Game 2 a very close 5 runs to 4. So let's have a quick scan over at the Single A standings. Single A Central, Essex Redback Single A team with 20 wins and 2 losses take the top place. The London Mustangs in second spot with 18 wins and 2 losses. The Hearts Raptors in third spot with 5 wins, 8 losses. Hearts Eagles in 4th place with 6 wins and 12 losses. Hearts Londoners in 5th place with 6 and 15. And there at the bottom, the London Minotaurs with 3 wins and 19 losses. Single A7 sees the undefeated Marlins on a 14-0 win streak. Bristol Bats in second spot with 11 wins and 3 losses, 1 tie game. Bournemouth Bears Single A are a 7-7 side. And the Bristol Brunels in 4th spot with 5 wins, 9 losses, 1 tie game. Single A South, the Brighton Brewers are 18-2 at top spot. The Guildford Goldcats in second place with 14-9. Bracknell Inferno are also even with 10 wins and 10 losses, as do the Brighton Jets with 11 wins and 11 losses. The Richmond Dukes in 5th spot with 4 wins, 2 losses, 1 tie game. And the Guildford Millers at the bottom there in 6th place with 5 wins, 18 losses and 1 tie game. Single A South East sees the Kent Mariners on the top place with 10 wins and 4 losses, with Tonbridge Wildcats with 14 wins and 6 losses taking second place, and Tonbridge Bobcats in third spot with 7 wins, 9 losses. The Kent Buccaneers Single A side are in 4th place with 5 wins and 9 losses, and the South Coast Sea Dogs are in 5th spot with 2 wins and 10 losses, and the South Coast Pirates are just there with 2 losses. Not sure what's happened down there. But I hope everything's all right with baseball on the South Coast. Single A Wessex sees the 4 sides looking like this. Taunton Muskets in top place with 4-4. Western Jets are also tied with 6-6 for that top spot. The Cornish Clay Cutters in 3rd place with 3-7. And Bristol Bucks at bottom there in 4th spot with 0-14. So then, let's have a look now to the British Baseball League's Northern Baseball League. Bear in mind, this just loads up. Here we go. So, we have a couple of scores. I tried to get these as up to date as possible. So, this weekend from the 1st of August, we had the Liverpool Trojans at Norman Wells Field, and they took on the Sheffield Bruins. And it would be an 11-1 victory to the Trojans in Game 1, and an even closer game in Game 2 saw the Trojans hit at 10 runs to 8. The Manchester A's needed extra innings when they were taking on the Cartmel Valley Lions, but the Lions visiting would win 8 runs to 7 at Withenshaw Park, but the A's would win Game 2 9 runs to 6. Going to have a look at the Northern Baseball League's Double A. The Newcastle Nighthawks were taking on the Sheffield Blade Runners 1. I don't know what the score was there, but they're on the same playing field as the Blade Runners 4, which my team, the Manchester Bees, played, and it was great to see Stuart there from the Nighthawks, a guy that I've been talking to for quite a while since the podcast started on Twitter, and it was great to finally meet in person, Stuart. But let us know the results as soon as possible. I do have the Tujans versus the County Durham Spartans result. Game 1 was 20 runs to 7 in favour of the Tujans. The Northern Baseball League Single A saw Manchester Bees take on the Sheffield Blade Runners 4, as I said before, and it would be a Blade Runners 4 victory in both games. Game 1 going 16 runs to 11, and Game 2 was 16 runs to 15. Bees brought that one back after being down by 7 runs in Game 2. I dropped a few easy catchable fly balls for playing left field in Game 1, which was very frustrating, and I blamed it on the glove like all good players would do. But training, I know I need to do next week. But the big story of the day was Mark, one of the rookies this year. He's had something like 5 or 6 training sessions, and he's played quite a few games this year for us as well. He hit a home run, and he was that excited about celebrating, he forgot to stand on first base, got all the way to second, and then went all the way back to first, and then all the way back around again. And young Caleb, who is on his 2nd or 3rd training session, and in his 2nd game, made an absolute blinding throw from centre field to second base. It was so accurate, and the only thing that stopped the runner from being out was that we didn't know that he had to be tagged on base because he's brand new. And again, we're always learning in these development leagues. But big shout out to all the Bees. And Lewis, the former Bees player that played for the Blade Runners, he hit a grand slam in Game 1 as well. And it was great seeing that fly right over my head into the outfield. But it was good to see Lewis again. And yeah, well done, Lewis. So let's have a look then at the standings for the Northern Baseball League. Top spot in the AAA side is the Liverpool Trojans with 7 wins and 1 loss. The Sheffield Bruins in 2nd spot with 6 wins and 2 losses. The Manchester A's in 3rd place with 2 wins and 6 losses. And the Carlton Valley Lions with 1 win and 7 losses. Northern Baseball League AA sees the Liverpool Tujans at the top spot there with 8 wins and 4 losses. Sheffield Blade Runners 1 with 6 wins and 3 losses. The Newcastle Nighthawks with 7 wins and 4 losses, and the County Durham Spartans with 0 wins and 10 losses. Northern Baseball League Single A, we have the Sheffield Cubs, which is the developmental team for the Bruins, with 10 wins, 1 loss. Hull Scorpions with 9 wins, 1 loss. 3rd spot goes to Blade Runners 3 with 5 wins, 4 losses. Blade Runners 4 in 4th spot with 4 wins, 4 losses. The Halton Trojans are 1 win, 7 losses. Manchester Bees are tied at the bottom with Blade Runners 2 with 0 wins and 6 losses. But if you want to put fun in there, I think we'd be at the top of the table. No wins yet, but having an absolute blast and loving every minute of it. But we still want a victory, don't get me wrong. Right, let's have a look then at the East of England Baseball League. We have the Northampton Centurions going to the Norwich Warriors, but unfortunately that game was forfeited, so that's a 7-0 win for the Centurions. Bay Area Blues travel to Brentwood Stags, and it would be the Stags that take both games. 14 runs to 3 in Game 1 and 19 runs to 11 in Game 2. And it's great to see the Bay Area Blues, which are a new team this season, developing and scoring lots of runs in their games. And the Essex Redbacks also have a team in this division, and they won both of their teams against the Cambridge Royals, 16 runs to 5 and 13 runs to 6. Let's have a quick look then at the East of England Baseball League standings. Milton Keynes Bucks at the top with 16 games played. They have 14 wins, 2 losses. Brentwood Stags in 2nd with 18 games played. They have a 14-4 record. Northampton Centurions also played 18 games, have 11 wins, 7 losses. Cambridge Lancers, 16 games played. They have 9 won, 7 lost. The Essex Redbacks, 18 games played, 10 wins, 8 losses. The Cambridge Royals have 18 played with 5 wins, 13 losses. Norwich Warriors, 16 played, 3 wins, 13 losses. And the Bay Area Blues played 12 games, 1 none and 12 losses. But again, I think you'll find there that lots of fun being had across the board. So then, let's have a look now at, the West Midlands Baseball League. And Wolverhampton Wolves went to the Worcester Sorcerers, and it was Worcester that won that game 5-3. Again, they played 9 innings in this one. The Leicester Blue Sox took on the Stourbridge Titans, and that would be 10-1 to the visiting Blue Sox. And the Telford Giants travelled to the Birmingham Metalheads, and that game went in favour of the away team as they won that one 18-4. Let's see if we can get you some standings. Worcester Sorcerers also undefeated with 6 wins and 0 losses. Telford in second place with 4 wins, 1 loss, 1 tied game. Wolverhampton Wolves have 5 wins and 2 losses. Long Eaton Storm 2 wins, 2 losses, 1 tied game. Leicester Blue Sox have won 2, lost 4. Birmingham Metalheads have 1 win, 7 losses, and the Stourbridge Titans at the bottom spot with 0 wins and 6 losses. And last but no means least, the West Country Baseball League. We had games this weekend which saw the Khaki Sox of Wellington travel to the Newton Brewers, and what was a very, very close game went 16-14 in favour of the Brewers. And the Exeter Spitfires travelled to the Yeovil Whirlwinds, and the Spitfires would win that game 12-6. And that's it. Thank you very much for your time and for listening to me waffle on again for another 25 minutes. Again, apologies this one is late. Don't forget to get in touch with me if you want to be included in the 100th episode. I'd love to hear from as many players as possible. Just a short video, as I said before. And until next time, train well, stay safe, and see you soon. Ta-ra.